Josh, welcome to Austria. You're here on tour with Killswitch Engage, not headlining, but how's the tour been so far?
Very good, yeah. It's been it's a good crossover. We don't sound too much alike, play a different genre, but we meet up in the middle where there's just metal fans at the shows, so it's kind of cool to play in front of new people, definitely. And then obviously there are people in Europe that we've played to before, so we've got our own fans here as well. So it's been really good. Great bunch of guys. So yeah, very good.
Do you think you will attract more fans now because of the Killswitch Engage fans?
Yeah, like I say, I mean, it's a different audience, they're a different type of music to us, but there's enough similarities in the heaviness, I guess, just to cross over and appeal to new fans, yeah. Okay,
so you're here promoting the latest release, Monolith, which came only a year after Edge of the Earth. So how did you manage to do a new album so quick? Was there any leftovers?
There weren't really. Basically, Edge of the Earth took a long time to finish. So the music was written in 2009. And the album Edge of the Earth came out in 2011. So the whole recording process took a long time, and the mixing took a while, and the artwork. So the album was finished like months before it came out. So in that time we were just constantly writing new material. So that's just why Monolith just came out so much quicker than Edge of the Earth. Like, we didn't rush it, and it didn't come out that quickly. We just prepared. Even before Edge of the Earth came out, we had a lot of music already done.
It felt like you wanted to release a double album.
Well, Monolith?
Yes. I mean, with the Edge of the Earth and Monolith.
Yeah.
But there's too much music on the both records, so...
Yeah. There's a lot, yeah. I don't know, we're just really proud of all the music, so we just wanted to put it all out. It's not like we just tried to cram stuff on, like, just for filler. We couldn't choose what songs to leave off, so we just, like, put them all on. So, yeah.
Since you're a four-piece band, you changed your style a little bit. The conclusion of an age was more like metalcore. It was described as metalcore. Now it seems like you went into more thrash metal roots. How come for that decision?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I've never wanted to be a metalcore band. It's not something that I'm into, and just trying to stay away from it as far as possible. Really, we're not influenced by metalcore bands. We don't really want to be associated with that. I mean, it's. There are bands like Killswitch who are great and everything, like they, pioneered the genre. But I think for a band to come out doing what they do now, it's just a bit, like, late, like they can carry on, they can keep putting out albums, but I think for a new band, you need to do something new to, like, appeal, or maybe not just to appeal, but, there are so many bands like Killswitch where no one's really going to do what they do as well as them, I guess. So yeah, for us, like, we just the music that we grew up listening to, like early Metallica, Pantera, or then there are other bands that I really like Superjoy and Ritual, who are more raw and doomy and stuff, or loads of progressive rock bands or 70s stuff. So yeah, there's basically hardly any bands from like the last 10-15 years that influence our band. It's mainly early 90s metal or late 80s thrash, or more progressive bands, or if it is modern bands, then it's more kind of bands like Cult of Luna or Neurosis.
So also the sound of the both records now is it's not the same like Conclusion of an Age. It's more raw. Oh, it's more rough, and is there any reason for that kind of production?
Yeah. Again, we wanted to just move ourselves away from what's going on with modern metal bands. It's not something that we want to be a part of. We keep getting compared to bands that we don't feel we have anything in comparison with, and just the production is just another aspect to kind of show what we're about a bit better. Like, if like a band that I love, like High on Fire, if they had the production of Conclusion of an Age, or like just some modern production, they wouldn't sound like High on Fire. It needs to be raw to sound intense. It needs to sound real and human and dirty and earthy, to sound more nasty, I guess. So yeah, it was all deliberate, and just I think when it just makes it more intense because you can tell humans are playing it.
Also, it sounds more organic.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so with next album, can we expect a little bit more stoner metal elements? Considering that you're actually using some doom metal elements right now.
Yeah, I don't know about more, but definitely whatever we touched upon at Monolith is probably going to be some more of that kind of stuff. Like I say, the only sort of bands out of these last 10-15 years that I listen to, like modern bands, are bands like High on Fire or Crowbar or Mastodon, bands that do have more of a doomy, stonery, rock kind of edge. So yeah, it definitely creeps its way in.
Lyric-wise, you don't seem really a happy band. So is there any particular reason for your a little bit negative lyric approach, or it's just the weather in UK?
I don't know, yeah, maybe it's just the weather. Just I've always been drawn to like depressing music and stuff. Just comes naturally, yeah. Living in England, I don't know.
Considering that you are from UK, there's a lot of GN bands going on right there. What do you think about the whole scene here, about the whole GN genre?
I mean, there are definitely some bands, like Tesseract have been around for years, like longer than all these other gen bands, or not all of them. Like you obviously got like Tesseract, Monuments, and Periphery. They've been around. Well, Monuments are a bit more recent, but Periphery they've been around for ages as well as Tesseract. So yeah, I've always had a lot of respect for those bands, but there's a lot of newer bands cropping up just trying to copy it, and it's you just get sick of hearing like all that stuff. Like I'm not into it. I mean, like the bands that I listed, like those bands, like Tesseract and stuff, they're great friends of ours and would listen to their music. But I mean, just there's so many bands doing it that now and then you're just like, it's even put me off listening to Sugar. So
do you think the whole genre is overwhelmed? What actually happened also to metalcore?
Say that again?
Do you think the whole genre is overwhelmed with bands like
yeah.
The same as happened to metalcore actually?
Yeah, probably just loads of bands just. That's one of the problems with the internet and Facebook and MySpace, because bands just it's so easy to see what's going on everywhere else, just see what everyone else is doing. Whereas before, like the internet was so common, like you couldn't tell what every other band all over the world was doing, and the trends didn't just blow up like quite as drastically as they do now. But yeah, I mean, there are some good bands doing it. I'm not saying it's all terrible, but I mean, it's just not really my thing, generally speaking.
English scene was since forever the biggest innovation in music. So, what do you think of the current status of the scene right now?
Well, in comparison to like our history, it's terrible. Well, I mean, if you think about
considering you had like Black Sabbath and so on,
just in that respect. So like just the fact that like the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, all the metal bands that came out there, like in grindcore, like Carcass, Napalm Death, like the UK was like really pioneering for all kinds of music. So just in terms of anything ever as big as that, it's not as good. But there are some great UK bands, UK metal bands. But for like I say, for like the sort of music that I like, either thrashy, old school stuff, or more dark, progressive, doomy stuff, there's not much going on. But yeah, there are bands that we're friends with. There's like Chapters, Hang the Bastard, Zarath. There's all kinds of bands. But there's no like, you've got the main metal exports like Dragon Force, Bullet for My Valentine. Can't think of anyone else. I'm sure that they'll bring Horizon and stuff. No disrespect to them, but there's just not really like more metal bands like quite as big, like in terms of like the European market. Doesn't bother me though. I mean, the scene's cool, but it's just like quite underground still.
So you mentioned that you're actually listening to some classic rock stuff like Led Zeppelin and so on. So you actually consider yourself as a really open-minded person? As a musician, as a songwriter and so on?
I guess maybe, yes and no. I mean, I love like Led Zeppelin, Beatles, or even like Crowded House, or Paramore. I just like good songwriting, but at the same time, stylistically there's not much, I don't know, I'm fairly open-minded, I guess.
Do you find any inspiration in today's pop music? I know we've been all listening to 80s pop.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, like Paramore, I listen to them. Like, I think they have some cool songs. So, other than that, though, I don't pay attention to what's going on. It's really hard for me to find new bands that I like, especially in heavy music. I think one of the few new bands to come out that I like is Black Breath for heavy stuff. But pop music, I don't pay any attention to it.
Okay, so can you tell us what is the next step for Sylosis after this tour is finished?
More European festivals, I guess, and then a US tour, USA and Canada, and we'll just keep touring because we don't want to do another 1 year gap between albums, so we need to do at least 2 years of touring with this one. So yeah, we'll just be touring, writing. Touring will be the main thing.
Okay, just for the conclusion of this interview, do you have any messages for the Slovenian fans?
Yeah, sorry it's taken so long to get back. Hopefully we can keep coming back more frequently.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cool.